Okay, here we are with the Rivals Champions. So I'm going to play. Don't look at this deck. This is Wheels and Lasers Challenge. You put 4 tech units in just to remind yourself not to build anything else. Don't worry about this. This is not a real deck, obviously. So what I'm going to play for this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out the Scavenger Artillery deck. I feel like that's pretty busted as a deck. I want to see if it has like some holes. Like obviously I can't try it on ladder because my Scavenger is level 11. I think generally speaking this deck is pretty damn strong. It might be, I'm not sure what the superior version is yet. It might be actually a superior version with Venoms and Phantom, because Phantom is probably the best anti-air unit in the game, and Venom is extremely good because it requires vehicles to answer it, so you can have Venom Scavenger combination. But this is the classic artillery deck. Generally speaking, the artillery decks work because of these 4 units being so cheap and efficient, but that's not really true anymore because Scavenger gives you so much money. Maybe you don't need the efficiency anymore. I think we'll start with this, see how it goes, maybe switch to air artillery instead. But yeah, we'll be starting with this, see how it goes. These maps are quite different. Hold the line in 3 lanes allows you to make somewhat similar choices, but down the river is completely different. You want to play like air units on down the river. Air units are okay on 3 lanes, but really you want like something that can hold this central location. And hold the line is kind of like, 3 lanes is kind of between the two, because this one's like a full 2-range map, this one's an air map, and then this one's kind of a mixed bag between the two. So difficult to pick a deck that's going to be good on all the maps. But we'll try the artillery, the classic artillery first, and see how that goes. I basically just want to see if people can beat Scavengers, because Scavengers are super gross. Now, obviously, this deck is weak to GDI Air traditionally, but with the last patch, GDI Air took some significant hits. So I'm thinking that we can probably get away with it now. So I'm going to put my Scavengers behind my Militants so I get the 10 back when the Militants die. Do the same here. Actually going to get these Scavengers to support this fight. We're going to need to go into Wheels here. Alright, so let's back up. He's shooting the Scavengers, which is actually quite good for me, because it means that he's dying to the Militants. There we go, I get 10 for that. I'm going to try and get 10 for this Rifleman. Yeah, he kills that, so I get another 10. Alright. Let's push in. Get some more Militants to go over here. Alright, we'll dodge the turret. Alright, so we aren't going to get our Wheels over here in time. This is fine. You expect to lose the first missile when you're playing a tech-based deck. And we now have the artillery. Just need 10 more Tiberium. Okay, so now we have artillery out, so my opponent's going to need air to fight this. So we'll set this up, and then we want to surround it with Scavengers, basically. Right, so he has 2 Harvesters. I'm going to try and push my artillery up to attack the Harvester. Alright, there's a Zone Trooper. I'll shoot that with the artillery. New artillery out. Pretty easy second missile. We have 210 Tiberium, so we'll replace our artillery as soon as we get pop cap. And then we just need to put Scavengers near it. Okay. Well, that looks like we got the map locked down now. Doesn't look like you can beat the artillery. Alright, cool.
Objective complete.
So that first game, I think the error was making the scavengers when he opened with shock troopers. Because they ended up eating up PopCap and not being good against his infantry.
Establishing battlefield control.
So this time we'll be a little bit less trigger happy with the scavengers. I wanted to make the extra cash, but that's less important than winning the missile.
New objective received.
I think we're even going to open wheels.
Unit ready.
And we'll just go into scavengers. We'll treat them like lasers that make us money. Alright, so my opponent's gone laser drones first. It's confusing. I think we're going to need a bike squadron to slow them down. Okay, he isn't going for the harvester. I thought he would go for the harvester there. Here comes a venom, which we haven't got any infantry, so that's fine. Okay, so he's going to try and push my harvester with venom plus laser drones, it looks like. It should be pretty easy to stop. We're also going to make some money out of doing it. We're making 20 every time we kill a laser drone, it's kind of insane. I think scavengers even beat venoms because they're kind of overtuned. Looks like he's just making air, so we'll just make stealth tanks and scavengers. Gonna try an artillery base here. Alright, looks like it's probably game over. Cool.
Enemy base destroyed.
Two and 0. Not really sure what his plan was. You can't really play an all air tower deck. Alright, so we're going to open militants and go and scout. Looks like he's going double harvester. Yep. So we'll immediately make some scavengers to pressure, and we'll leave these militants to charge the missile. So we're going to move these militants up to support the scavengers. And then we're going to bring new scavengers in and charge the pads on the way to the harvester. And then we should be able to move this scavenger over to this harvester and kill it before his shock troopers can stop us. Yep. Try and get money back from these units dying. Right, there we go. Okay, so now we have artillery at 57 seconds, which seems pretty good. Here comes the Orca, so we'll run the artillery away and guard it with scavengers. Another Orca. Okie dokie.
Ready to rain judgment.
So we'll just keep the artillery around near the scavengers. Looks like he's going for my harvester.
Ready to rain
I'm gonna go for his base.
Unit ready.
Looking prowling the battlefield.
Shadows. Recommend.
Red will trash.
And that looks like that's game. Cool. Artillery for the win.
Mission accomplished. Bounty complete.
Reno.
Establishing battlefield control.
So I think on this map you always should move your harvester down here. It's just an easier area to protect. It's harder for your opponent to get from their base over to here than it is to get over here. A lot of the fighting happens in the middle pad, so it's easy to move from the middle pad towards what the default harvester spots and pressure. Alright, Scarabs. Scarabs is pretty much a free win, and even if Scarabs weren't a free win, I have artillery in my deck, so, you know.
Unit offline.
The Reach gonna go and pressure each other's harvesters. The difference is that my unit will make extra money.
Under attack.
His Scarabs walked through the fire and died and gave me 10 Tiberium. Amazing.
Looking to pick up. Ready. The hunt is on.
What's no stopping?
Ready to hunt. Treasure hunter here.
Destroyers.
Scavenger lurking. Looking to pick up.
Oops.
Ready to hunt.
Unit offline.
Go.
Unit
That was
offline.
an accident. I didn't mean to move my riflemen like that. I thought they had stopped moving.
Position.
Would shoot the Scarabs.
We're ready to.
Scarabs are not very good once you know how to fight them.
Unit ready.
Start prowling the battlefield.
Nuclear missile launched.
Show me the looter.
What's in 4K?
Unit offline.
I don't know why I made a stealth tank there. I could afford artillery. That was a big misplay. Well, we'll get this harvester kill and then we'll make artillery.
Building online. Unit offline.
Alright, cool. We'll make the artillery, boost it over,
Scavenger lurking.
and then we'll guard it with anti-air units.
Treasure hunting.
Ambusher.
Looking to pick up the pieces.
Something needs shelling.
Ready. Scavenger seeking. The hunt is on.
Ready to rain judgment.
Unit enhanced.
For death from above. Taking position. Something needs to be found them.
Ready. Prowling the
Unit
battlefield.
ready.
Shower death.
Treasure hunter here. Roaming the reaches.
Okay, cool. I guess that's game. He's not doing a lot. Looks like we win.
Enhanced. Nuclear warhead launched.
Cool.
Objective complete.
Or no.
Establishing battlefield control. Three, two, one. New mission
Okay,
received.
house down here as always.
Is calling.
Building online.
And we'll start with militants. See what our opponent's got. He's also got rifles. Okay. So we're not going to do the thing with the scavengers. Like, it's too cute. We're just going to try and win the early game.
We run. The unbelievers will take you position. Militia advancing. We're ready to bring them to their
Unit ready.
And we'll go into wheels here.
4K. Just let's go.
Unit offline. Unit offline.
He's gone drone swarm, so we'll make fights. I'm gonna boost the bikes because it looks like it might not make it in time. A little bit awkward. Get some more bikes. Pretty nice turret from my opponent there. Blocks my bike, buys him some time. Not enough time, but still pretty decent play. Alright, there goes the missile. Here comes an orca, which I believe dies to 2 bike volleys. So I should be able to trade it for bikes here. Yep, cool. Alright, that's time for scavengers, I think.
Scavenger lurking. Scavenger seek reciprocate.
I want to start making money on my units dying.
Unit offline. Unit ready. Unit offline.
Alright, so we'll make the artillery soon.
Unit ready.
Move it up to where the turret was.
Offline.
And we'll boost it. I actually do think that artillery is very similar in nature to a lot of the super units, in that whilst it is gross with a boost commander, like without the boost commander it probably wouldn't be a big deal at all. Just the boost commander that makes them insane. Like Oksana artillery is what is super gross. Without Oksana the artillery is a lot less powerful. We can just bomb this turret and get some money. So my opponent is going full air, which is pretty much the only thing you can do against artillery. You can't really use ground units anymore, but it's pretty easy to just then make only anti-air units. And air is not strong enough to stand up to ground, generally speaking. There's only a few air units that break that mold, and that's like Orca Bomber and Inferno, and the tech air as well. But generally speaking, air units are weaker because they are flying, so they lose some hit points to gain that utility, which means that once you have a unit that can dominate all ground, like an Avatar or an Artillery or a Mammoth, you can then focus on just anti-air units and you can pretty much take over the game.
3, 2, 1. New objective received.
Okay, harvester. So we're going to move the harvester down here. The 2 reasons for doing this. First is the same reason as normally with harvesters. It's easier to defend with these choke points. It's much easier to defend a harvester down here. The second reason is that when this first Tiberium field runs out, if your harvester is over here, you have a huge downtime whilst it moves, where you don't gain money. It's better just to not have that happen and just to be over here. Okay, so here's a Shatterer. This has obviously got a huge buff. We're actually going to let it kill the militants so we gain the 10 Tiberium back. And then we're going to bring bikes in. The bikes kill Shatterer pretty quickly, I think. It's like 2 volleys, maybe a little more. Slightly over 2 volleys, okay. We'll kill the Shatterer. He actually moved into our scavenger, so we gained 10 Tiberium, so that was cool. Then we're going to get 20 off killing this. Oh, we'll get 10 off this and 10 off this, hopefully. Yeah, there's 10. There's the hover coming into play. The huge hover buff. I will say that, funny though it is to joke about the hover thing, on this map specifically, the hover is actually really good. Like, because it's essentially like having flying units, because you can go over the lake. Alright, so we're going to start harassing his harvester, and we're going to go after the MLRS. And we're pretty close to artillery now, so we'll get artillery out. This is probably the worst map of the 3 for artillery. But we're going to set it up and we're going to surround it with anti-air units. Alright. That's pretty difficult for him to come back from this. He only really can use air units, and as I say, we can just build only anti-air. And yeah, it looks like he's kind of locked out of the game at this point. Some dogs are coming in, but they'll get one shot. Cool.
Mission accomplished.
I think that's like 6-0. Haven't really had... I think the first game was the closest so far, and that's the one where I kind of messed up by building the scavengers too early. And therefore gave him the first missile by just having this useless unit.
Establishing battlefield control.
Jade is actually a very good counter to artillery. Like, Jade can just 90 missile your 110 artillery. It's not that bad losing a 110 artillery to a 90 cost missile if you can replace it immediately, because the Jade missile has a long cooldown. The issue is more that the first artillery costs you 230 because you also have to buy the building for it. So when that dies, that costs you really badly. And often you can lose the game on the spot when your first artillery is killed by a Jade missile. Hey, Flintstock with 20 gift subs. Thank you, Flintstock. I'm going to make some scavengers here. Try and build up some cash. Flamers. Flamers is not good for me. You have to go into wheels here. I'm going to move the scavengers up here so I can get the Tiberium from all these things dying. Alright, cool. Got quite a lot of Tiberium out of that. Now we're going to make some wheels. Alright, this is looking a little awkward here. Actually going to send my scavengers all the way to the left pad. And hope that my wheels on this pad live long enough. If I can block here, I should get the missile. Oh no! Close! Block! Fuck, I missed the block. Alright, we're going to lose this missile now, I think. It's going to be close. Alright, I'm gonna do a risky play and boost the stealth tank in to buy myself time. Okay, so we did buy ourselves some time at the cost of a lot of money. If we can block these missiles, we can possibly take the missile here. Nice. Come on. Yes! Woo! Alright, got first missile. Sweet. And he also just used his Jade missile, which is relevant if I can get an artillery out before it's cooled down. That's when he bites for this chuggy. We really need to get an artillery out pretty soon, to be honest. Units in his deck are quite difficult for me to fight without the artillery. I'm pretty close to it now. The only issue is if he immediately kills it with a missile, then we're in trouble. But if not, then we're in good shape. Right, so we're going to get scavengers to defend it. I think a boosted artillery can dodge a catalyst missile. Let's try. Yes, boosted artillery can dodge a catalyst missile. So that's probably game over now. He didn't kill the artillery. It's going to take him ages for the cooldown. Artillery is going to kill everything. I don't think he has time to come back into the game now. Yeah, artillery just kills everything and that's game over. Cool. Good job, artillery. Slightly close one there. Opponent playing Jade, kind of the hard counter to artillery. Not really a hard counter though, because Oksana boosted artillery can dodge. The fact I knew the missile was coming, so I was ready to boost and move, was the reason I was able to dodge it. It's quite difficult to boost it and dodge if you're not expecting it. I'm gonna check what that guy was playing, because I don't know why he went double harvester at the end there. Okay, I don't see any reason for him to have gone double harvester. Alright, 7-0. Still got the music playing from the gift subs. We got Buzz Killington, Beckett, Fort Paste, Mint Cobalt, His Zoo, Vanita, Captain Ocelot, Volumes, Owens, Chaotic One, Mobius, Status Error, Oro 97, Rivals Cowboy, Baguk, All In for Coffee, Goody Two Shoes, Miss 20, Iwatl, and Anim, I don't know. Okay. This is the worst map for the artillery, I think. I'll be interested to see how it goes. I send my rifles down this way to intercept any incoming units in case they have sent missiles this way for some reason. Alright, so we've got a Rhino. I think that Scavengers beat Rhino one-on-one for some reason. And then you get 10 Tiberium out of the deal, so we're going to give that a go. I'm going to move my Scavengers back so he starts shooting the wrong unit. Okay, he does retarget. It looks kind of close. I don't think I am going to kill it. No, I'm not going to kill it at all. Alright, well we get 10 back, so it's not too bad. It's just the same as fighting with a laser. But we are going to need to transition into bikes here, because the scavengers alone are not enough to fight the rhinos. Alright, so we want scavenger plus bike combination, basically. We focus down the rhinos. See if we can get 20 tip from this rhino dying. We do, that's nice. 20 tip from my bikes dying, that's nice. I'm gonna make a stealth tank, because I need something that can kill these pitbulls quickly. Alright, cool. Cool. We're gonna take first missile pretty easily here. Make some more scavengers and go after his harvester. Gonna kill this pitbull. Alright, so now I have enough money for the artillery. We'll get that out and boost it in. Alright, cool. So here's double harvester. We'll get another artillery. I'm going to try and bombard his base. Okay, that looks like game. I don't think he can stop the artillery killing his base, nor is he contesting the missile. So that was pretty easy. Ooh.
You are victorious.
Alright, that's 8-0.
Establishing battlefield control.
Okay. Down the river again.
New objective received.
Same start as always.
Building online. Unit ready.
Go, let's go.
So he's going wheels first. I like it when my opponents go wheels first when I'm playing scavengers, because very similar to the laser wheel matchup. The lasers tend to come out ahead, but then you also get paid for having scavengers. So we're going to go double scavenger. We're going to move the rifles to intercept any incoming units. Then we're going to send the scavengers at the wheels. Okay, so it's flamers. So what I'm going to do is put my scavengers together. I'm actually going to make money from this militant dying. When it dies, I'll get 20, and it costs me 10, so that's pretty cool. And I'm going to go bikes. Otherwise, these wheels are going to 2v1 my scavengers. Oh shit, the missile. Whoops. Forgot about the missile. This stealth tank is a bit of a desperation play. But it looks like it's going to pay off. Yeah, it looks like that's going to pay off. So yeah, a bit of a desperation play there, because I forgot about the missile. But I do manage to get the missile because of it, so I'm pretty happy. I'm going to move the scavengers next to the wheels, so I get paid back for them dying. I want to get a volley off with this stealth tank, but then also get the 10 Tiberium for it dying. Alright, well I got the 10 Tiberium, I didn't get the volley sadly. That's not too bad. Back these scavengers up, try and make some more money off of them. Pretty close to artillery now. I want to stall the missiles some more. Alright, here comes the artillery. So we need 30 to boost it, and then we can take over the game with it, hopefully. Although I actually need more units on the field more than I need the boost right now. Alright, cool. So the artillery takes out that pad. Here comes the Banshee. So I need to use the scavengers to protect the artillery from the Banshee whilst the artillery cleans up the pads. And we need to move the artillery now. Well, we can't move it yet because we need it to shoot this this flamer trooper. But then we need to move it so it can shoot the other pad. I don't think we can kill this Banshee in time. It's gonna be close. Oh, we just about did it. Sweet. Alright, now we want a stealth tank for this this Banshee over here. And this Banshee. Okay, cool. And that should be game. Alright, cool. Once the artillery is out, he can't really fight it.
Objective complete.
Little bit punked on that first missile. Yeah, misplayed it a little bit. Got too distracted by the wheels. But luckily managed to pull it out with that clutch stealth tank. And then the artillery just dominated the second missile.
Establishing battlefield control. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, off the first, and over here.
Building online.
And we'll go militant. I'm being asked if the deck will work without scavengers. The deck does work without scavengers. I don't know if it works with the 20 Tiberium nerf to artillery. I think that was quite a big deal, honestly. Obviously the deck still works, like it existed before with lasers, but yeah, the extra 20 cost to the artillery is quite a big deal. So I wouldn't be as excited to play it without scavengers. Scavengers are what let you just, like, make infinite artilleries, basically. They're also just such a good unit to defend your artillery because they're better than lasers were. I'm gonna get 20 from my militant dying. I'm gonna get 10 from that dying. Send my wheels in. Okay, that's quite a good turret, actually. We're gonna need bikes for these drones. We actually get money for the turret dying as well, so we're gonna kill that with scavengers nearby. I need more militants here. Here comes the dreaded Orca. The combo unit with drone swarm. I think with the nerfs to Orca reload speed, yeah, with the nerfs to Orca reload speed, you can actually just send a new bike in and boost it and kill the Orca before it reloads. Orca is significantly worse with the changes. Like, that Orca would have reloaded and killed those bikes easily before the changes. And that basically is why I won the missile. Alright, so now we have the artillery. We need to set it up and defend it. We know he has Orca, so that's what we're looking to defend it from. Here comes the Orca. So we'll run the artillery away. Hopefully the scavengers will kill it before it reaches the artillery. Well, nice. Sort of. Kind of he fucked up more than anything else. Oh. I think this will die. It's going to be close. Ah, it does get the artillery, but we have enough for another one already. That's fine. We do need to set it up with defenses, though. If he keeps throwing Orcas at it, it can be quite difficult. Yeah, we need more anti-air units as well. A little bit pop-capped here. Costing me quite a lot. Yeah, getting heavily pop-capped here. The artillery not being on a pad is hurting me, so I'm actually going to move it over here. He's only making air units anyway, so we don't really need... Oh shit, we're going to lose a missile. Yeah, I messed that one up. I got a little distracted there. It's fine, we won the first missile, so we still have time to play around. What we need to do is set up the artillery on a pad so it's actually working to contest at the same time. And that way, once we can defend it, we can also then push onto other pads.
Scavenger, CP. Carefully now. Scavenger, looking to pick up the pieces.
I think with the setup we've got here, we're probably in good shape.
Prowling the battlefield.
I'm gonna make another artillery. Not 100% sure what he's doing now. Feels like some desperation plays. Okay, looks like we're done, maybe? Okay, cool. GDI Air, still the strongest answer to artillery. Nod simply doesn't have a fantastic unit to put around the artillery that can kill all air very easily. There's nothing that can kill drone and orca that isn't a flying unit, which is why I'm thinking that maybe it's actually better to play air instead of war factory. Owens is pointing out I should have moved my harvester to my pad, and that is absolutely correct. I lost the second missile because I didn't have enough units on pads. I definitely should have moved my harvester. That is yeah, I forgot to move the harvester. I definitely should have done that. That's actually why I was struggling so much on the pads, because I needed the pop cap and I had about 500 Tiberium. Really what you want is like Phantom or Banshee near your artillery, but then you have to play with Phantom and Banshee as your like units up until you get the artillery, which are not capable of winning the early game. So the War Factory gives you the ability to win the early game and then transition into artillery, which I'm not sure Air Tower does. Maybe it does because of how good Venom is, but I'm not convinced. So I think it is better to play the War Factory version. Okay, so this guy has moved his harvester, which is good. That's a good play by him. Here comes MG. So the other thing you can also do with artillery, if you actually are having troubles with artillery, like if you, sorry, if you're having problems playing the artillery deck, I'm gonna let this die and get the 10 Tiberium back. If you have something like MG, which you can't fight in the early game, or like it's difficult to fight in the early game, you can just go double harvester and crank out the artillery at super speed. Because MG decks tend to be pretty bad at pressuring double harvester. I think that's actually what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to go double harvester. I need some more wheels to go on these snipers. Whoops, didn't realize that was going to put me in range of the MG, but he moved off of his last pad, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to make the artillery now. Oh shit, there's an orca, that's not good. I'm actually going to pull a harvester right away, because I need the pop cap. I'm actually going to, like, if he wants to kill this harvester, I'd be pretty happy with that. Because now I just want to set up my artillery and have pop cap for scavengers and self-tanks and whatnot. Well, I ain't cannon, Jesus. That's not good. Should be able to block him off the pad here. I think I just win. Does Talon make it in time? It does not. Alright, cool. I think double harvester was a mistake there. I just ended up with too much money and not enough pop cap.
You are victorious.
Like, I was going to make it to artillery in time. I think I should have stuck with one harvester.
Cloning sequence complete.
Establishing battlefield control.
Alright. Haven't played this map in ages. Forgot it was in here. We're gonna go Harvester first. We're going to Rifles.
Unit ready.
Let's go.
Unit ready.
Not me. We're ready. Brothers, move out. Kill the unbelievers.
Unit ready.
Rise. Take
Oops, didn't mean to do that. I was trying to reselect my new unit. Okay, so he's gone into Air Tower for some reason. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, he could have just won the rifle mirror. He didn't need to go into air.
Unit ready.
I'll go bikes, obviously.
Kill the unbelievers. For the
Unit ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
No problem. You're coming.
Militia here.
Kill them all.
Put the scavengers out for the pitfall.
Revving, looking to strike like you're ready to roll.
No stopping.
Missiles will
Unit offline. Unit ready.
scavenger, ready to hunt. We'll trash it into treasure. Revving for pain.
We're ready. Taking position.
That will return to trash.
The turret's annoying.
What's needed?
Getting low for the as you wish. That will kill them like you're
I think I can just block him off enough tiles so I win the missile. Yep, cool.
like you're ready to roll.
Just ignore the turret for now. Okay, and then we have artillery. I don't even know if I want to make the artillery yet, actually. Shouldn't have made the tech lab if I wasn't going to make the artillery, but given how many air units he has, I'm not sure. I think we want to set up some scavengers, then make the artillery and clear up all of the rifles. Let's set up the scavengers and then move the artillery into position. We want to lose this bike as well. Yeah, here comes an orca, which is predictable. We're going to try and run the artillery away and see if these scavengers can kill it as it passes by. They can, great. Get another scavenger squad.
Hunting will return to
Something needs ship.
scavenger. Dynamite looking to pick up.
Ready to rain judgment.
Try and do the same thing again. Looks like we're unlikely to do it this time. Alright, well, fuck it.
Unit offline.
Taking position.
Unit offline.
We can just fight the missile without the artillery.
Show McLeod.
For the militia here.
Yeah, I mean, who needs artillery, right? Just win the game normally. Cool. And his orca is AFK because he forgot about it after killing the artillery.
Objective complete.
Okay. What was that, like 12-0? Artillery's pretty good.
Establishing battlefield control.
This is when it gets kind of intense. The last few games tend to be quite difficult.
3, 2, 1. New mission received.
Time to harvest.
Building online. Unit ready.
Let's go. Let's go.
Unit ready.
I don't know if my rifles are going to arrive in time.
Kill the
Looks like no. I'm slightly behind on this rifle mirror by like one model.
Unit ready.
position.
Unit offline.
Okay, so he has stopped me. He went into Venoms. I don't like that very much. I think like if you're winning the rifle mirror, there's no reason to transition because he's gone Venoms and now I just counter with bikes, so I'm ahead. So I have a better unit against his unit on the field.
Your command.
So yeah, I don't like that very much.
For the Brotherhood for pain. Gonna break.
The unbelievers will suffer. The unbelievers.
Unit offline.
We are the brother.
Revving the engine.
Unit offline.
No problem.
Bike probably needs to die. This bike needs to be nearby to support these militants.
Ready to serve.
Revving the engine.
Might even go stealth rank if he keeps making Venoms.
Brother advancing.
Unit ready.
Missiles will
Kill the destroying them to their knees. For the Brotherhood. For the Brotherhood. The unbelievers.
What can you say?
revving for Kane.
What's needed?
Treasure hunter here.
We're ready to advance.
Don't just scavenge. Treasure hunting.
I see them. Others.
Looking to pick up scavengers.
Militia goes.
Unit offline.
Might be able to just lock him out here. Hit the missile.
The hunt. Nothing is worth
Nuclear weapon launched.
ready to hunt.
Okay, so now we can. I think I don't want to make artillery, but then also I need to deal with these venoms, so I'm gonna make a stealth tank first.
Roaming for reach.
Like if he's playing venoms, he's almost certainly got Banshee as well.
Unit offline. Unit ready.
Scavenger. Ready to shadows. Ready to hunt. Your command. Stealthy into the shadows.
All right, let's get the artillery.
Online. Unit offline.
Treasure hunt. Crap.
Unit ready.
Scavenger. Your command. Stay quiet.
Then we need to keep this stealth tank nearby so that we can protect it. I need another stealth tank, it looks like. Ooh.
Looking to treasure hunting.
Here comes laser spam, which isn't going to be very good against artillery. It one-shots them.
Unit ready.
Make another stealth tank. Yeah, I don't know how Nod fights artillery, honestly. Like, I think Rockworm is... I honestly don't know how Nod's supposed to fight artillery apart from with Rockworm. And Rockworm is a terrible unit that you can't realistically play. You'll lose to everyone else if you play Rockworm.
Mission accomplished.
Like, GDI Air can fight artillery reasonably well because Orca and Borka and Drone Swarm, like, you can actually play an...
Pushing battlefield control.
Alarak? What the hell, man? Why is Alarak sniping me? Alright, well, Alarak plays Fnatic aggro, so this could be really difficult. Fnatic aggro is an insane deck.
New objective available.
Tiberium is calling.
Building online.
I believe that, again, he's playing Nod, so I should be favoured because Nod loses to artillery, generally speaking. But Alarak is very good, so you never know.
We're ready for Ken. Militia here. Destroy the GDI.
Building online.
What's needed? Taking position. Militia here.
Unit ready.
Let's go. Let's go. We're ready to serve. Kill the unbeliever.
Like he's going double harvester. Why is he going double harvester? Is he playing Avatar or something? Maybe he's playing artillery as well? That would be awful. Oh, I hate artillery mirror. Artillery mirror is like one of the worst things in the game. It's so miserable. Alright, well I'm going to take first missile because he's gone double harvester.
Launched. Unit ready.
Militia advancing.
Ready to.
We're ready to destroy. Militia.
Ready to. The hunt. Loika rolling out. Treasure hunt.
We're ready. Brothers, what's needed? Taking position.
Looking prowling the battle.
Militia here. Taking note.
Your command. No problem.
Kill the
Ready to salvage. Revving for missile. Ready to hunt.
Building online. Unit offline. Unit offline. Unit enhanced.
Found them.
Unit ready.
For reaching.
Oh shit, Inferno.
Unit offline.
Wow. I misclicked that. I should have dodged. I had the dodge and I misclicked. That's frustrating.
Gonna make it.
Unit ready.
Inferno spam is a very annoying deck. I hate playing against Inferno spam.
Ready. We'll trash it. Treasure. Ready to hunt.
Unit offline.
Treasure. Gonna make it.
Unit ready.
Rolling out.
Unit offline.
For reach. No problem. Loika ready to roll.
Unit ready.
Your command. Revving.
Alright. Well, that went well.
Launched.
Dr. Doyle.
You are victorious.
Yeah, it was Inferno spam deck. Playing Jade, which is the hardest thing for me to beat, I think. So Jade is really complicated for this deck because the only answer you have to Chemical Troopers, most Jade decks are Chemical Trooper decks rather than Chemical Buggy decks. The only decent answer you have to Chemical Troopers is in fact the artillery. And then the Jade Missile counters the artillery. So it's a really awkward scenario to be in. Like, you're not good against Chem Warriors, and then the thing that you have that's good against Chem Warriors is really bad against the hero power. So it just ends up being a really awkward situation to be in. Yeah, there's the chems. That's what I was worried about. Because you just, like, wheels are not good enough against chems. You really need... You need artillery. But then artillery will lose to Jade Missile. Also, if you lose the first missile, which is likely because you're playing a tech deck against Chem Warriors, then they can just bomb your base. So this is like the worst matchup possible for me, I think. And as you can see, I'm just having a really hard time on the first missile, and then he's going to bomb my base probably. Like, this is the absolute nightmare matchup. Because he's gonna also Jade Missile my he's gonna Jade Missile my artillery when I do make it. Which means I need to be ready to dodge a Jade Missile as soon as the artillery comes out. And if he uses the Chem Warrior to set it up, it's impossible to stop. But there it is. Ah! Can't dodge it without boost. I think we're dead. I think we're going to have 14-1. I think that this is just the hard counter to my deck, basically. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like we are dead. This is simply, yeah, like I said, this is just a hard counter to my deck. I can't fight Chem Troopers in the early game without artillery, and then you can't beat the Cat Missile on your first artillery. So that's a reason to maybe play the air version instead. Like, maybe the air version is better, because then you can fight that. Alright, well, there you go, guys. Artillery deck is pretty insane. Kind of felt like nothing could beat it except that. That was the only, like, that deck was the hard counter for sure. There's just no way to fight chems, and there's no way to fight chems in the early game with this deck. So yeah, maybe I need to try the air version next. But yeah, that'll do for this one. And like, comment, and subscribe, my nerds. Alright, see you later.